Well, there are not too many materials in our world that are raw. If you're looking for raw materials, where do you go? What's a raw material? If you buy 2x4s, they're processed trees. If you buy sheetrock or gyprock, it's gypsum and paper that's manufactured in a special scale to facilitate building. There's kind of the raw materials we have access to are mostly part of a kind of kit for doing something in the world. So you can go and dig up dirt outside, but if you go buy dirt at Home Depot, it's manufactured. It's a special mix of dirt. And you can get tree parts, trees, but even plants are, grown especially and manipulated, so you go buy plants. Raw materials are not so available. So most of the things that are available are prefabricated.
I got interested in science very early on, and so I always weaved in my interest in philosophy with science. I didn't really know how this could be eventually concretized, but I wasn't interested in making art because I had a very humble upbringing. I didn't have an idea of becoming an artist. I was thinking more about working with other people and complex agencies and many elements, and whether people, animals, systems, and so at some point somebody advised to me that there is this relatively new realm called curating, and I got a fellowship to study curating after my philosophy studies. I was working on an exhibition inside of a movie, or an exhibition inside of a song, or inside of a computer virus, an exhibition that happened underwater. And so they were actually all artworks in the form of exhibitions and as well. This was the beginning, and then slowly I started making works, but thinking about systems, about more creative systems.
while traveling, I would get a lot of responses to that, even in the 80s or in the 90s when I was in Marseille or when I was 15.
The end of Signature is a series of work.
I think paintings have always like a second subject that is, there's the painting and the sort of subject that you can write down, you know, that you can kind of title or but the actual, I think, real subject is way more open or diffuse and nebulous or something that is really not quite knowable.
There's something interesting about how suspicious or fearful it might be of beautiful or decorative things that are eager to please, to impart information to you. I think we feel tricked and seduced by them, and I think there's something very puritanical and kind of interesting about that.
So there is actually this amazing book of the Dutch when they were colonizing Brazil, where they were documenting the New World. And there's everything from moose to vampires and cannibals. And these are supposed to be factual stories. And you're like, the mirage between them was then turned into a scientific method. Then giving us the room to say, hey, these are the places where we got it right, and these are the places where we were horribly wrong. How do we untangle in a way that gives us room to create new language, new ways of creating people?
materials in our world that are raw.
Well, you know, it's growing pains. It's something that is an ongoing process and an ongoing experience that I've had to sort of parse out and try to understand. And I think that being an artist has really helped me make my way through it.
Point of signature is
A series of works. Well, there are not too many materials in our world that are raw. If you're looking for raw materials, you have to, like, where do you go? What's a raw material? You buy 2x4s, they're processed trees. If you buy sheetrock or gyprock, it's, gypsum and paper that's manufactured in a special scale to facilitate building. There's kind of the raw materials we have access to are mostly part of a kind of kit for doing something in the world. So you can go and dig up dirt outside, but if you go buy dirt at Home Depot, it's manufactured. It's a special mix of dirt, and you can get tree parts too. But even plants are grown especially and manipulated. So you go buy plants. Raw materials are not so available. So most of the things that are available are prefabricated. plastic is really interesting because it's proliferated over my lifetime. There was less of it when I was a kid, and there's lots of it. And it's inexpensive, it's not valued, it's toxic, we're concerned about the life of it, but we do respond to it. It's attractive and seductive. The colors of plastics, I think, are beautiful. And so it's full of, it's resonant with meanings of all kinds. And I think humans are a little bit like magpies. I mean, we see something sparkly and we go for it. So even if we think we shouldn't have so many things and shouldn't have that plastic's a problem we're aware of, still we have these desires.
Well, it's growing pains. It's something that is an ongoing process and an ongoing experience that I've had to sort of parse out and try to understand. And I think that